What's up, guys? We're here at the DVS celebrations here up in Scott Dashy's locals. We came in, we kicked his butt. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Shout out to Larry. Shout out to Larry.
So we're here to grab Scott's Beerus deck profile. A little different than the one I posted on the channel a while ago, and a little different than anyone you might have seen recently. So, Scott, why are you playing Beerus right now?
I'm playing Beerus because I think it is the best. I think it's one of the best leaders in the game, and also I think it's one of the best decks in the game. Red, yellow is really overpowered. And so I just want to try it out, and it works really smoothly.
Cool. So for the leader, like I know a lot of people try and hold the Awaken as long as possible. Do you play it the same way?
Yes.
Like, do you what turn average would you like Awaken usually?
4 or 5 energy.
4 or 5 energy.
And sometimes I wait even longer. Depends on the game state.
Okay, cool. So let's get into the main deck here. So already, like right off the bat, a package that we don't see a lot. Roshi Shens. Talk about how you came to this conclusion.
Yeah. So I've been talking to Sandy Cater a lot since the set came out, and we've been swapping deck lists and stuff. I think Sandy might have the best Beerus deck in like general, but I definitely like this package. This package is what makes the deck, my version, work the way it does. Basically, and you're going to see when you get to the rest of the cards, but doing this, a lot of people don't run this because they think that once you're tapped, they're going to die the next turn, and then it's a waste. But no, in this deck, you play these. They have barrier. You draw a lot of cards, and I'm very defensive, as you're going to see. And by being defensive, my opponent hardly gets a turn to attack me, and then that means that I can defend successfully on their turn. They do nothing. Comes back to me. I drop 2 cards, and I repeat that process repeatedly, and I get a massive hand as a result. Think about it. With this Awakened side, you can save these guys. These guys are 6s, so you can, if they attack you with a 15k to one of these guys, you can combo a free combo to put them to 16. They survive. I can negate. Go back to my turn. I draw the cards back. I don't really minus in this deck because, again, if I negate twice on their turn, I can draw 2 cards on my turn, and it all works out. It's pretty strong, and it definitely does work.
I like the idea as well because, like, on the backside, obviously you don't draw, which isn't like a huge problem, but you keep up the draw power.
Yes,
which I think
that's
is really cool.
That's exactly why.
Now if we move down here, we got the Whis and the Hellas. You're just gonna play them. They're just Beerus staples,
yes,
of course. And then we come up here. We got 4 Beerus and 4 Topos. Now Topo's crazy. I mean, Topo. I saw you protect those Roshi Shens with Topo, and when you turn your opponent's turn off, those things just can draw you back cards. And then 4 Beerus. Everything that's like too much since you control one on the board.
Yeah, it is kind of too much. 3 is probably the perfect number. 3 is probably the perfect number, but with 4, I run 4 because front side I can discard. It's always live if you don't have one on the board, and it can steal games a lot. Like if you drop bombs late game and then you have 1 energy open, they're expecting that you can't really do anything, like maybe negate, but no, I can scare them with this, tap out, and then swing for game, which I've done before. I want to say one thing about Topo. I'm going to say this one more time. I'm probably going to say it again. I'm probably doing another deck profile with Joey in the future, but if you are running red and you do not run 4 Topo, quote Anthony Hernandez, "Ya bad." If you don't run 4 Topo in a red deck, ya bad.
Not even 3.
It is a staple times 4. It is there is no argument. This is they're irrefutable. You need to run 4 in every single deck. Period.
All right, fair enough. So now we come down to the dual colors. So we are playing red yellow, obviously. You got your 4 energies and your 4 Beerus. I don't know anything you want to say about these specifically.
Yeah, this is obviously a staple, so nothing really to say. You just charge these really good, and this I put at 4 because it's extremely strong in this deck because you can do his free combo a dual color card, and then play this for just tapping the red and yellow.
Right.
So basically, you don't really lose any hand size when you arrival these.
Right.
And so these are really strong depending on the state of the game. There are games that you can tap down their leader early and then apply a lot of pressure to them. You can kill their bombs. This scares your opponent. They can't really like go all in because it's like a Sugesh in that you can kill the guy off the board.
That's definitely the main usage of it. Then one of my questions was actually going to be like, what are some matchups off the top of your head where you would prioritize tapping the leader down?
Brawly. Depending on the state of the game with Brawly, Yellow Brawly, I've comboed stuff from my hand and dropped this early. Especially if, like, you know how Brawly, they self-awaken, so if they get down to like 4 life and I attack with my leader, they don't negate, I arrival this guy, tap on their leader. Now they're kind of screwed for the next turn because they'd have to take a life if they awaken the next turn to untap their leader, and even that's really, like, not really, I don't know if they can even do that actually, but...
Yeah, you cut off their draw power, yeah.
So they cut off the draw power basically, and then also this is a big body, so there's sometimes where I do that, but the most common thing is I kill a guy on the board, 30k or less on the board.
Gotcha. So now we have the rest of the red-yellow package. This is the last of the red-yellow package, and this is a really cool tech in the deck that I actually haven't seen any Beerus list playing. I think it's just a really good red-yellow boss monster, so I'm assuming you just play this on 5, right? And that's kind of how it goes from there?
Yeah, I try to play it. I only play it on 5 if I'm desperate, otherwise I can hold off, but this is for Hatchak, basically. This negates Hatchak, it stops Janemba as well. I just needed a late game bomb that's on element, it has offering and deflect, so it's pretty critical. It's won me a couple games. It also helps a lot against Android 21, clears their board. It can clear their board, and it also can clear the board against Bulma. and it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely an unexpected tech. When I saw this first Beerus deck, I was like, wow, that's really, really cool.
Mostly
like,
for Hatchak though.
You build a
Negates their
board
skill.
and then you just go in when your opponent's leader is a 0. I like that a lot. And yeah, negating autos, I think is something that people forget about, and that's one of the strongest things against Hatchak and Janemba. So the last of the red cards, we've got the 2 Fearless Pan, 2 Vegetas. I mean, again, it's like red staples.
Yeah, staple, and then this is just spice because you can build somewhat of a board, but this is really good. It's always good to have a barrier blocker on the board. It can't really be removed per se. Unless they spend a lot of resources, but it's really good. It's worked.
I think Fearless Pan's awesome in this deck because like at any opportune time, like you just drop that and like, you know, if your opponent's tapped out or low on resources, your leader's a free 25k swinger, and then you have Topos on the board, you have other cards on the board, the Beerus as well.
Critical.
I think Fearless Pan's perfect in this deck. So 8 negates, you got to explain this to me because this is like, to me, way too much, but you got to talk to it.
Okay, so anyone that knows me
with the 4 Topos too.
Extremely defensive. This card is okay. So the format, to me, this is the format. Like this card's unfairly broken, and this card is pretty much unfairly broken. And so against a like baby, I expect a lot of baby, and so this stops. This can stop baby, but this mostly stops baby.
Yeah.
It stops all aggro. So I love running a lot of negates. Again, I can afford to run all that because I can pitch on the front side, draw 2, but I like being really defensive. And again, it all synergizes with Roshi Shen.
Yeah.
Because I negate a lot.
Cards to save them, you just draw them back.
Save these back. Save them, and then on my turn I draw them back. So yeah, that's what I like to do. And this card's obviously, I think this card, I want to say that this card is a staple ×4 because this card is overpowered too. So I always run 4 of this. It's like in any red deck, I would say staple 4/4.
Scott's just playing the most broken red cards. Red deck wins. And then we come down here to the final red cards. We got 2 Denala Hopes. What do you think about 2? I've been bouncing back between 2 and 3. What do you think?
No, 2's good enough.
2's good enough?
2's good enough. 3 is also really good, but 2's good. Sometimes later in the game, I don't want to get rid of these. This doesn't really do much late. It depends on the state of the game, obviously, but this depends on the matchup and stuff. But 2 is good.
All right, so the one free, the secret rare. You got to explain to me why this set of baby. I do agree with you, firstly, but you got to talk to us, tell us why.
Okay, so a lot of people, I share my list with a lot of people before this deck profile, and they're always like, why are you running this instead of the baby Janemba? And it's because of this card. Because in this leader, again, this deck is not an aggro deck, it's a control beatdown deck, and so late game, if I get them to a certain game state and I feel comfortable, I will purposely neg my life down to 2, and then drop this at my leisure. And there's times where I'll be unawakened, get down to 2 life, drop this, and then flip untap 2, and then from there it's even if I can kill them with the quad strike,
having
the game state is crazy. Plus this can clear their board. This clears the board of the barrier Piccolo, Gohan, and a bunch of other threats. So it's really good.
I like that a lot, especially if you're holding your awaken late, like turn 4, turn 5, you drop this guy for 5, and then you have 2 energy to defend for like a Topo that can just end up a turn, or like a Denala Hope or a Rival. That's really, really insane. So real quick, I think Scott wants to show us his sideboard.
Yeah, just a sideboard. So sideboard is 15. It's always changing, but all cards put in work. So ramp type decks. This can probably change. I mean, this is whatever. This is against ramp 21 or 18 that ramps.
Do you like the split, or do you think one's better than the other?
I think this card may be better just because it can also apply pressure depending on the pressure, the state of the game. But this is okay. This is okay. Like this is okay. I think this is okay. It's again, the game nowadays is not as crazy with ramp as it was with Gogeta, Shenron Gogeta. This is against Hatchak because they don't really have a response to this card. It has deflect, and it's a huge body that can attack twice. So this is for Hatchak and also for Dominguez. This is obvious. This again is just if I'm running dual color cards, I might as well. This is a control.
You don't
card.
feel like you need this in the main deck?
No. I never felt like I needed this in the main board. I tried to run this in the main board. I didn't like it, so it's on my side. I don't even like it in my side. Like this card's okay because I was afraid of Shenron Gogeta and big. Like a lot of those things, I'm not really afraid because I run so much negates and so much defense. So, but this card's just there for
just
feel safe.
Just to be safe.
This I'm gonna say is a staple, and every sideboard has to run this now.
Really? You have 2 of?
I want to put this to a 3 of.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I think you need to see it early.
Yeah, this card is a staple in this format. It for numerous reasons against decks that run Topo, against Indestructible,
against Android 21 hand
Zamasu
control?
decks. Copyright, yeah.
Oh, if you guys want to see Android 21 hand control, let me know in the comments.
Staple though. This is for Hatchak because I am kind of scared of Hatchak. I'm also scared of like certain decks that drop big bombs. This is always there. It always can steal the games at the very end. This is for the Florida Gamers deck where they have a bunch of barrier guys. You can drop this. If they don't have a response, you can kill their board. You can kill their Taos. You can kill their barrier Piccolos. And then Sandy Cater has talked about this versus the giant foo that negates the whole Shrouded in Mystery. That's probably going to go in this sideboard as a one of, but this is also obviously against Hatchiak, and this is obviously a bomb and really good otherwise. And it's a good sideboard, always changing.
Awesome, Scott. So I think your Beerus deck is really, really cool. Any final things you want to say about it?
The only other things I want to say is I want to thank my team today, Greg Maeda and Kyle, Kyle Gamain, the mod of Candy Shop. Thanks for teaming with me today. I did the worst out of my entire team. Yeah, thanks. It was a good event today. Run at Comics Plus New Hampshire.
Awesome.
Shout out. We're going to get some food now, I think.
Sounds good. All right, thanks, Scott.